Namaskaram, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure and privilege meeting you once again on the topic of profit leadership. We have been discussing the various aspects of how a leader can focus on the profit of the company, and then we have been learning many of the individual elements that probably will be of great help for him to drive the organization. So we have spoken about a transformation leader is the one who will be focusing on building the institution rather than limited way focusing on the profitability. So we have seen there are many ways an organization can be developed and then the whole value stream can be designed in a simpler way once we know the actual value that we are delivering to the customer. Today I am going to talk to you about the basic principles of lean management. As I mentioned to you, there are many English words which belong to the category of specific words and non-specific words. And lean is one such a non-specific word. Each one understands the idea of lean in their own way because English is not mother tongue of many people. So whatever paradigms we form about something based on our limited understanding we have heard in the past, we generally form opinions. So I thought I will give you some perspective of a very basic way of understanding what is lean is all about, without complicating the jargons and kind of a terminologies. Essentially, what lean really means is, in an organization there are many different activities we perform, and there are very many outputs we generate, and then we deploy resources, and hence which is costing the company. So the profitability of the company is decided by how economically this company is delivering value to the customer. Traditionally, if you see any business is started by an entrepreneur, and then in his own commonsensical way he has chosen a product or a solution for the consumer, and then he tries to set up a business in his own way, in a very unstructured way. So that means over the period of time the business starts growing, with the result the organization gradually becomes more and more complex. So at some point in time, if you are not keeping track of your profitability and the efficiency of the company, generally what happens is you lose track of the whole thing and then at some point in time you become non-profitable. So is there any way the organization can reconstruct itself so that it is always the lowest cost producer and then maximizes its profit and also delivers value to the customer? So what lean principle brought about is, if you can systematically design your organization based on a very scientific methods, then you will be able to create what is called an optimum organization, which has got the least amount of waste generated in the company. So let us try to understand what is the meaning of the word waste. So it looks like a little bit of critical when you say there is something we are doing is a waste in an organization. So as lean came in with the idea of waste elimination, so that means we need to understand why do we need to eliminate waste and what is waste is all about. So if that basic understanding is not there, we will not be able to really focus on the whole principle of lean. Let us take an example of a human body before we get into the organization. So in a human body there are systems like liver, kidney, spleen and whatnot, and each one of them are doing its own function. and then the human beings are able to live healthily based on all these functions are doing their job. So that means for the cells to survive and the body to function, we need food, which is a conducive food, and then there is a water, the air, etc. So when you say a system is functioning in a very optimum way, that means the body doesn't overdo anything. Like for example, if we are eating more than what we need, probably we need about 3 chapatis, but we take about 10 chapatis, and we need a 3 times a meal, but we take 5 times a meal, and so on and so forth. So that means we are consuming some resources more than what is really needed for our body to survive. With the result, anything that we are consuming excess is getting accumulated some part of our body in the middle region or somewhere else, and we become obese over a period of time. When we become obese, then obviously we will not be able to be very mobile, and we cannot be very alert and agile, and so on and so forth. Even if you are getting sitting down in the ground floor, it's so difficult to get up and walk and run and whatnot. So having said that, that means the body accumulates what we can call it as a waste. Probably the fat that gets accumulated in the body is a waste, because it is consuming resources, but it is not adding any value for the functioning of the body. But at the same time, it is also becoming an impediment for the agility of the person. Let's understand the word agility. Agility means that when everything is very optimum, the person is fairly slim and the right weight and doesn't have any excess fat in his body, obviously he will be very agile. That means he will be able to run, he will be able to move around and be active and so on. So that means the waste can be defined as something which is not adding value, but it consumes resources. At the same time, it affects the agility of any system. So that's the simplest definition of a waste. Because we are spending money and doing something, but it is not really adding value. So the next question is, how do you decide whether it is adding value or not? And what do you mean by value? So it's extremely important in the concept of lean to understand what do you mean by value. It's very easy to appreciate what is value in the context of lean is. Every organization, as we discussed earlier, every entrepreneur for that matter, is trying to solve a problem for the customer, right? If you go to a doctor, for example, you have a problem and then he is trying to diagnose and fix it. In the same way that every kind of company is producing a product which is really solving a problem to the customer. That means when the customer gets that problem solved for him, like for example you buy an electric fan. Why do you have an electric fan is to probably give you a cool air in a kind of a hot environment. So when the fan is really producing noise, but it is not really giving you the right amount of air, obviously you don't derive the value of the fan. So that means whatever the product or service are produced by an organization which has got an intended kind of service to the consumer, when it delivers, we can say it adds value. When you buy a television and it gives you the right kind of quality picture and so on and so forth. So that means the value is delivered to the customer by every organization. That is why we call it as an enterprise. If a pharma company is producing certain medicine, obviously when the medicine is taken by the consumer, and he gets certain problem solved. So that means it's very easy to define what is the value that we are delivering to the customer, because that is the reason that he is paying money, and then he gets a satisfaction, it is a value for money. So having defined what is value, then you start looking at what your organization is doing take every little activity and put under microscope and ask the question, performing this activity, does it ultimately deliver the value to the customer or not? So a simple question like this, when you are going to ask whether it is going to be a big activity or a small activity, then you will find out that certain activities are not really adding any value to the customer. Like for example, we are holding a huge amount of inventory, work in process and finished goods and so on. So when you are having an inventory, obviously you need to have large working capital, money drawn from the bank and then interest are paid and so on. So that means inventory is costing money for the company, which is an unwanted inventory, and then that cost has to be passed on to the customer. So the customer doesn't care whether you are holding inventory or not, and whatever excess that you are charging the customer, obviously it doesn't add value to him. That means it increases his cost, but it is not adding value to him. In the same way, you may have a lot of rejections and rework happening in your company, for which you are spending money. Obviously this doesn't add value to the consumer. So when you are going to put everything under microscope, that wherever you are spending money, whether those activities or those kind of outputs are really adding value to the consumer. If the answer is no, then it becomes a non-value added activity or output. So it is something like fat in the human body. It is there consuming resources, but it doesn't add any value. On the other hand, it becomes an impediment for the body to function. In the same way, any activity we are spending money, it increases the complexity of the organization, but at the same time it doesn't add any value. On the other hand, it is increasing the price for the consumer, and then he doesn't perceive a value for money. So in summary, lean is nothing but a way of designing an organization or examining already existing organization, whether it has got lots of waste in the way in which it is functioning, as it becomes unnecessarily complex, which affects the agility of the company. At the same time, it is failing to deliver value to the consumer. When you eliminate this kind of excess waste in the company, so the organization becomes leaner and leaner and leaner. When you say lean in English, it means that the person is not very thin and unhealthy. It means that the person has got the right weight and the right kind of energy in his body to function. So in a nutshell, this is what is the philosophy of lean is all about. I hope that it must have given you some kind of an introductory knowledge. And unfortunately, this subject of lean has been grossly misunderstood. Going forward, I am going to talk about this in many future kind of videos, and then I am sure that it will keep on giving you some deeper perspective. I also wrote a book called Enigma of Lean. When I say enigma, means it's a mystery, because everybody misunderstands the subject of lean in their own way. So in order to demystify the whole concept of lean, I have written a book called Enigma of Lean. I would urge you to go through that book. Thank you very much for your patient listening, and God bless you.